I'm going to give a very simple action item. Stop thinking diversification.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because
what does that mean?
One of the biggest challenges that we have is when I joined the world of financial planning, they said diversification is important. And if I look at every wealth creator in the world, they're not diversified, they're concentrated. I mean, you look at the richest people in the world, they're concentrated, right? Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg, Meta, Bill Gates, Microsoft. They're concentrated. They don't diversify. It's that concentration that made them successful. Diversification ensures you don't lose money. Concentration ensures you make money.
Hello and welcome to Pathways E3, a special edition of Pathways with Amberstitt. The Pathways E3 podcasts were recorded with special guests who were attending and collaborating at the NAFA E3 conference in Newport Beach, California in September 2025. Let's join the conversation. We are live from NAFA E3, and my new friend, Sanjay, we just met, but our friends are friends.
Absolutely.
So I stole you away before your main stage speaking event today. So I had a feeling I was going to have some time with you. So I was looking you up online, and I listened to you speak a little bit, and I want to go back in time to the time you sold your first policy to a friend. Was it a friend?
It was. Actually, it was my best friend's father.
How scary was that?
You know, when I joined this business, first of all, I think I'm a typical advisor. We joined this business by mistake. No one has the dream to become an insurance advisor.
But what if your mom and dad tell you to do that?
Well, that's the thing, right? So if you're born in a teacher's house, they expect you to become a teacher. If you're born in a doctor's house, they expect you to become a doctor. If you're born in an insurance advisor's house, they actually tell you, follow your dream, right?
So sometimes.
So I don't think there's any child that grows up with a dream to become an insurance advisor, and nor was I. But my dad being an exceptional salesperson, right? So I'm third generation in the financial services business. My grandparents' generation were MDRT members. My dad's generation are MDRT members. I'm an MDRT member. This is my 24th year of membership. So I've been doing this for a while. But nobody ever told me to become an insurance advisor. My dad actually tricked me into it. And the way he did it was he sent me for training. He said, so he bought me a brand new car when I was 17. And he said, with this car, you have to go to training because the new advisors in our company don't want to go for training.
Smart.
And I said, okay, so I'm just supposed to be the driver. And he's like, yeah, you just be the driver. Just sit through the training because they'd run away, right? So your job's to take them to the training and bring them back. That's your only job.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, brilliant. I get a brand new car to do that. And he said, yeah, you got a brand new car. So I got a brand new car just to do that. 6 months, I had exactly the same training every day. By the end of the 6 months, I literally told my dad, I was like, this business is so easy. I think I can sell life insurance. And my dad's like, no, you're not qualified. I mean, you're straight out of high school.
Oh my gosh.
How the hell are you going to sell? I said, I know more than the trainer. I've listened to the same training over and over and over and over again for 6 months, right?
He's like, wow.
He's like, okay, all right. If you want to sell, first of all, who are you going to sell it to? And I said, don't worry about that. I'll figure that out. So I went to my best friend's dad, right? And I said, Uncle, I'm going to teach your daughter how to save money. And he said, Sanjay, you don't know my daughter. My daughter loves to spend money. And I said, don't worry, I'll teach her how to save money, but on one condition. Whatever she saves, you have to match it. So if she saves $500, you got to match it with 500. He's like, forget 500, I'll give you 1,000. Right? So I went to my best friend and I said, listen, your dad has agreed to double your pocket money on one condition. You save $500 a month and he's going to put $1,000 into your account. And she's like, Sanjay, you don't know my dad. He's extremely stingy. He doesn't even allow me to do shopping every month. I said, don't worry, just relax. You save $500 with me. Your dad's going to put in 1,000. And that was my first case.
Wow. Because you're talking permanent insurance then.
We were doing... so
straight out of the case, like not even term?
I was doing retirement planning.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you this question. First of all, we've got the whole concept of retirement wrong.
I agree. Yes.
For a very simple reason. What I realized was I was doing retirement planning more than any other insurance work. Because what I realized was at the age of 65, you're not retired. You're just tired.
You're just tired.
And that's where the problem is.
Oh.
Nobody wants to retire at 65. You ask a 20-year-old, when do you want to retire? They'll tell you 30. You ask a 30-year-old, when do you want to retire? They'll say 35.
Yeah.
We literally use 5-year increments to say, I want to retire in the next 5 years.
Yeah, like why did they put some sort of rule on it? So you're saying internationally it was like that even in Dubai?
So the thing is this, the concept of retirement only came post World War II. You see, a lot of people took on government jobs to reconstruct the world after World War II. And they had to put an age when they would have to stop working in the government.
Interesting.
Pre-World War II, there was no retirement. People just worked till they died.
Yeah. Well, you see like blue zone countries, people are walking up and down, eating on the floor and like they're moving and shaking. They're not stopping just because of a certain age.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So the concept of retirement was a government
Go figure.
initiative, right?
Yes.
To say, okay, we'll retire at 50, 55, 60, 65. And they've been increasing that, right? And the reason why they increased it, people are just living longer. So it was what we call the golden watch era.
Okay.
You'd retire, get a golden watch. You'd have a couple of years before you died.
Yeah.
So you'd go travel the world and you'd probably die on the way, right? And that's usually what retirement meant, was go and die somewhere else, or go die on the farm, or go die on...
But you're a very young person to be thinking like this.
Exactly. So I was 20 and I said, you know what? Why don't we all plan to do a world tour when you're 30? And that's what I sold, that retirement planning is about achieving things that you want to do. So for example, what do you really want to do in retirement? You want to travel, you want to spend more time with your friends, you want to eat out, you want to party, you want to pick on a new hobby, probably even go back to school. So we as a group of friends, we realized that we all in our before our 20s, right? So
Did you go to college?
I've been in university 24 years.
Okay.
I've done 2 bachelors, 3 masters, 2 PhDs.
Because you
I'm
were figuring this
qualified.
out before even undergrad.
Yeah, so this was before undergrad. Actually, this was in the first year of undergrad. So what I did was I told all my friends in the undergrad class that why don't we build a plan? All of us save money. And on our 30th birthday, we have enough funds to do a world tour together.
Oh, cool.
Right? And that's how I actually got 60 people in the first year to sign up. And that helped me qualify for MDRT.
Oh my goodness.
So I became the youngest MDRT at the age of 19. Now, the problem was, how do you do it in the second year, right? Because the first year you have your classmates. How do you do it in the second year? Because now you've run out of classmates. So I went to the parents of my classmates and I said, your kids have a retirement plan and you don't.
Ooh, good.
And if they are saving $1,500 a month, you should be saving $3,000. And that's how I ended up doing my COT in my second year.
Cool.
Now, my classmates are the same. Their parents are the same. So how do I do it in my third year, right?
But he had a plan.
But there was a simple strategy, right? Change college. So people ask me, why have you been in university so long? Prospecting. They don't have a choice. They're classmates.
Oh my goodness.
So I've been at university for 24 years. My professors are my clients. My classmates are my clients. Their parents are my clients. And the reason why I realized that was people tell me, how do you do prospecting? Or who do you like to work with? I want to protect my world. So I don't want to protect everyone in the world. I can't. I physically cannot. But I want to protect my world. If you're associated with me, I want you to be taken care of. Period. That's my job. I come from a very wealthy family. So money, I was born retired. I actually don't need to work for money. Mm-hmm. So, when people say, what's the passion that drives you? Is it money? Is it this? It's not. I don't even need to work. I'm the only son in my family. Our family office just celebrated 150 years last year.
What was the original?
It started in 1874. We started in Indonesia. From Indonesia, we migrated to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong to Nigeria. From Nigeria to the UK. From UK to Muscat. From Muscat to Dubai. We've been in Dubai now for over 65 years.
Wow.
So my family is extremely wealthy. Wealth was not the reason why I joined the business. I realized that this business is the least competitive business in the world.
Interesting.
And the reason is nobody graduates to become an insurance advisor, right? 10,000 students graduate every day to become doctors, to become lawyers, to become nurses, to become architects, to become pilots. Who graduates to say, you know what, I'm going to become an insurance advisor?
I know.
And most people who become successful in this business, they leave because this was not their dream job. So they become successful and then they end up starting a restaurant, a boutique.
Got it. Yeah.
And they don't believe that this is a career. It's the least competitive industry in the world.
So you're feeling like there's a little recession-proof pocket here.
It's not just about recession-proof. First of all, you've got pockets of wealth in every business, right? So it doesn't matter which business you do. The question is, why don't you choose the business with least resistance? I'm in a business of least resistance. Number one, people will die. It's guaranteed. Taxes are guaranteed. Everyone wants to retire as soon as possible. And everyone wants to make sure that the family is secured. I mean, I've not met a single guy who says, I don't care about my family.
What are the high net worth? I'm sure a few families, if it's not only your own, what were they doing before you got into this retirement planning? Were they all doing the same strategies already?
Actually, they're not, right? So
are they missing it? They're just not doing the steps?
No, what's happened is, if you look at the concept of wealth creation, right? So you meet any business owner, they're all wealth creators. they don't understand the concept of preserving wealth, because most business owners are wealth creators.
So there's a spending problem.
No, they are risk takers.
Oh, okay.
They don't understand the concept of risk management.
Got it.
Because it's that risk that they took that made them successful. So now if you sit down with them and tell them, don't take risk, they think you're the guy who's against them, right? And you're challenging their belief system that risk is
kind
bad.
of ingrained.
They love risk. Don't go to a businessman or a business owner and tell them, don't take risk or manage your risk. They're going to tell you, listen, that's the risk that made me successful.
Yeah.
How can you tell a risk taker, don't take risk?
Yeah.
Right? So our job as financial advisors is to be the opposite side, which means we tell them, you take all the risk you want. I'm never going to stop you from taking risk, but I want the risk to die with you. I don't want that risk to go to your kids, to your family. I don't want that. It's because the concept of the word family business is that if the business fails, the family fails. So we need to learn to separate these two concepts. A business can fail, but a family cannot fail. So we need to learn to segregate these two words, family and business.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Pathways. Please consider giving us a like and subscribing to the channel. Your support goes a long way towards helping us bring you more compelling content. Remember, let's take action together. Now let's jump back into the conversation.
So for the limited time we have together, and what do you want to really have people take home? I mean, this is going to be hard to give an action item from this kind of material, but there's probably some sort of a mindset that you can...
I'm going to give a very simple action item. Stop thinking diversification.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because
what does that mean?
One of the biggest challenges that we have is when I joined the world of financial planning, they said diversification is important. And if I look at every wealth creator in the world, they're not diversified, they're concentrated. I mean, you look at the richest people in the world, they're concentrated, right? Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg, Meta, Bill Gates, Microsoft. They're concentrated, they don't diversify. It's that concentration that made them successful. Diversification ensures you don't lose money. Concentration ensures you make money.
Okay.
Now, when you're sitting with a business owner and you tell them you should diversify, you're taking away their power of growth, which is concentration. So you don't take that power away from them. I actually tell every business owner, concentrate on your business because that's how you earn your money. That's your operating business. Let me ensure that this wealth is crystallized for your family, because most businesses die with the founder. That's 98% of the businesses in the world. They die with the founder, which means the value of your business is not crystallized. My job is to crystallize that value for your kids. It's as simple as that. Now, if they are smart, they'll take over your role. But if they're not smart, I crystallize that value for them.
Right. So there's...
Right? So that's one huge take that I want everyone to know. The second one that I really want people to know is the difference between inheritance and succession. A lot of people confuse the two words. Inheritance is the transfer of wealth.
Okay.
Succession is the transfer of power. Just because you're inheriting it doesn't mean you have the power to control it. And just because you have the power to control it doesn't mean you own it. I'll give you a simple example. My dad runs a business.
Yeah, I'm thinking of your family. Like
right?
he was teaching you how to be able to be available to take on the power.
So I'm going to give you two very simple examples, right? My dad runs a business. He's got 2 children, a son and a daughter. Now, both of us are going to get 50-50. But who's CEO? That's a question. Because the CEO that has power, while both of us are inheriting it, it's the successor that decides the future of that enterprise.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one example. A second example, we have this concept that I would give great education, great values to my kids and let them figure it out. That's what we call the poor man mentality. If you've met any king in the past, right? Any kingdom.
You probably have met some. I don't know that us in the US have.
I have. I've met kings, but you can even read the biographies, right? You will never hear a king say to his child, go make your own kingdom.
Right.
On the contrary, what do they say to their children? You're going to succeed me. Get ready to become king.
Protect the empire.
No king told their children, go make your own empire. They said, you're going to inherit an empire, become the right successor. So instead of making our children start from ground zero, why don't we train them to become great leaders and successors to our empire? Now, whether the value of my empire is $100,000 or $100 million or $100 billion, the strategy does not change. Right. It's about giving our children the opportunity to have a head start.
It's beautiful.
Right? And that's what we've done in our family. So we are 5th generation family office. It's not that we haven't made mistakes, but our biggest mistakes were divisions.
Okay.
So you might have heard of something called the 3rd generation syndrome. So the 1st generation starts it. second one manages it, and third one destroys it.
Okay.
You have heard that, right?
Yep.
It's actually not true. First generation starts it, second one manages it, the third one divides it. It's that division that destroys the wealth, not the actual destruction of wealth.
Okay.
Because I have economies of scale when I have $100 million, right? But if I divide that among 100 people, that's $1 million each. No value. But together, we are worth 100 million. Separately, we're only worth $1 million each. What do you want to be? Part of a $100 million estate or $1 million bank balance?
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of business owners don't realize. The reason why businesses don't reach the third generation is because they don't have the strategy for succession. They have implemented the strategy for inheritance. And this is all because of the world of finance. We were taught asset accumulation, asset preservation, asset distribution. It's absolutely incorrect.
Yeah.
It's about income accumulation. We actually want more and more income. It's not assets. It's about income preservation. I don't want to lose my income because that's my lifestyle. And it's about income distribution. I don't want any inheritance. I want my kids to inherit an income stream, not the assets. Yep. Because income is what decides your lifestyle, not your assets.
Ooh, that's good.
And we are living in a world of income, but we're teaching assets. So if you're a business owner listening to this, I would tell you, think about how to protect your income. You never lose it. Think about income accumulation, how your income keeps growing, and think about income distribution. Rather than giving them lump sums, think about how you can give an income stream to your children and teach them what should they do with this income that they receive every day. And that's one of the best things that you could do.
That's great. I love where we went with that. I think it's powerful, and it really takes us back to really bringing it back to the origin story and protecting the family. And I really like that.
I'm glad.
Real life kingdom.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad we got some time with you today, and I finally get to meet you for real. So
It's an
really
absolute
appreciate
pleasure,
it.
Amber. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Pathways E3, recorded at the NAFA E3 conference in Newport Beach, California. Join us for more insightful conversations with the experts and leaders of their industries. Until next time, keep taking action on your unique path.